Hello, welcome to Create Pretty Things. My name is Debbie and let's craft together. Tonight we're going to create a cute little shirt using this transfer. It says, I'm fine. No, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm sure we've heard that many times before, and it's a great way to put on your shirt to let everybody know what kind of mood you're in. We're going to be inking, which is permanent, on this shirt tonight. So we have paste and ink. Both are chalk in a different form. While paste is semi-permanent, ink is permanent once it's heat set. And it is more of a liquid form than our paste. So we're going to use what's called our ink mat to place in between the layers of our shirt tonight. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fold it in half, stick it up inside, and we'll unravel it. Now we have two different sizes of ink mats. This is the larger one. It's more square. The other one, if you were doing a child's shirt, you may want to have the other one, which is longer and more narrow. As you hop on tonight, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, let me know if you've ever used Chalk Couture products before. I'd love to know where we are with that. Okay, so when I put the ink mat inside, it is sticky. And the sticky helps it hold onto the shirt to keep it in place. Since it's sticky, it also helps to relieve some of these wrinkles and make sure that we don't have any of those when we put our shirt on our fabric. The ink mat also serves as a barrier, which will protect our ink from going through the top layer. This shirt isn't real thick, and so I'm sure the ink would run right underneath it. I've got like a bumpy surface here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Now it's bowing a little bit, so I'm going to kind of loosen it and let it go again because I don't want it stretched really. I just want to kind of center it on there and let it stick. How are you guys doing tonight? It's Tuesday. Tuesday's a good day. Did you guys have fun at work today? Did you take care of kids? I know school is wrapping up, and it seems like everyone has got extra activities this week with their kids, either promotions or parties or field days. Lots of fun stuff going on. What did you guys do today? Did you have anything extra special going on, or was it running errands, working, anything extra spectacular? I want to make sure this is also on here straight. So I'm just kind of checking to see if it's laid out properly. And then we'll get busy inking. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I want to make sure that even though my mat may not be equal, that my shirt is even. Okay, so when you are using our transfers, these transfers are sticky on the back as well. They are reusable usually about a dozen times as long as you take good care of them and clean them properly. What I'm going to do, I always forget this, before I even remove the backer, I'm going to put an X on the back so I know which side is the back and which side is the front. Then I'm going to separate the transfer from the backer. Save your backer, you need it when you're finished. And then I'm just going to go ahead and center my transfer on my shirt. Now they say to go down about 3 fingers from the neck of your shirt, and I go a little bit less with the V-necks because I figure they go down a little bit lower. So I'm just going to smooth this on really well. I'm going to get a squeegee, and I am just going to go ahead and quickly swipe over this, making sure that the silk screen, the white areas, are really smoothed down on my fabric so that we don't get any ink running underneath. So, don't need my fuzzing cloth. And then the ink that I've chosen, I've gone back and forth with the ink color. I thought white would be really nice on this pink, this hot pink. I thought teal, Couture teal would be nice, but I've settled on Cadet. Cadet is what I've decided to use tonight. Do you guys think that'll look nice? What do you think? If you guys are watching live, you'll see the red live button at the top corner. And if you don't see that red live button on the corner, that means that you're watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, will you please go ahead and type in #replay, and that will let me know that you watched. I'd really appreciate it. And if you would like to share this page, I would really appreciate that as well. When you share, it helps other people see my page, and it makes it more worthwhile for me to continue crafting. And I feel I like to come up with more ideas. So please share the page if you're able to. Thank you so much. I'm just going to go ahead and get this shared out to a group real quick. And hopefully we can get started really quickly here. Oops, I don't know how to type, guys. I lose it sometimes. Okay. All right, so with our ink, it is very smooth and creamy. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up because it looks like it's kind of separated a little bit. Sometimes that happens. So ink is permanent. So if I were to spill this on anything that I don't intend it to go on, it's going to be permanent and it's going to stain. So I want to be a little more careful with this and not spill it or put anything down where I don't want it to go. And I do that all the time, guys. I just make that mistake often. Okay, so here is our ink. It's the consistency of a thick sour cream or a yogurt, and that's exactly how it should be. Now with ink, there's a couple things. One thing is it takes a little bit longer to dry. Another thing is you don't want to start dabbing it on directly on the silk screen. You want to kind of start above where the silk screen is so that you reduce the chance for it to bleed a little bit. What else? You kind of want to go in one direction only. That will help with the bleeding as well. And you want an even application. And once you know it, my hair would start acting up just right, and I had ink in my hands. If you get any ink on your hands while you're doing this process, you want to go ahead and make sure they're completely clean before you touch your shirt, because it will get on the shirt and it will be a permanent stain. I have learned that for sure through experience. So you just want to make sure that this entire surface is covered. The entire white silk screen, the clear silk screen, is covered with the ink. And then you're going to take off any excess ink that you have and put it back in the jar. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my squeegee in a water bath, which I have here. And I'm going to put the lid onto my ink right away so that I don't have any accidents. But check my hands. They look good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel off, and I'm going to try to move to the middle of the transfer. And I'm going to peel off slowly while the ink is still wet. And I'm going to kind of look at my paste, my ink, and see if it's an even application. And if I find that I've missed anything, I can just lay it down really quick since I haven't lifted it off all the way, and I can reapply that ink. But guys, this looks perfect. Now this is where I get in trouble. You want to put this somewhere where it's not going to touch anything again. So I'm going to put it back on my backer, and I'm going to set it behind me, and look what I did. I have ink on my fingers. So that's the most important part, is when you take that off, you don't want to get dirty again. So I think I'm okay. Now what I'm going to do, normally you would want to go ahead and take your ink mat out, but I like to start drying it a little bit with my dryer. This is not a heat tool, it's more of a quick dry tool is what it's called. So it heats up a little bit, but it's mainly blowing on the air, so it won't really melt my mat. And our next step is actually to get this dry, and then we're going to heat set it. Now normally what you would do to dry this is just set it aside for overnight, 24 hours, let it air dry, and make sure it's completely dry before you heat press it. But since we're a little pressed for time here, I'm going to go ahead and use this dryer. I do have my heat press over here. I'm going to preheat it to 305, I believe, and get that warming up. So this is a quick and easy way to make a shirt. This is permanent. So you know when you do a shirt with vinyl, Cricut vinyl, it has to be pressed, but you can kind of feel the vinyl when you wash it. You can feel it, there's a different layer on there. There's not a different layer with this. It's in the fabric. So it makes it a nicer feel when you're wearing it. Have you guys ever tried the ink before? I know it's kind of intimidating sometimes because it is so permanent and you can mess up and ruin a whole shirt. But really it feels really nice when you're smoothing it on. You just have to really focus on not getting that ink anywhere you don't want to go on. So this will take a few minutes to dry, and I have tried heat pressing it without making sure it's dry, and it kind of lifts up a layer of the ink, but I want this to be really, really defined, and it is right now. Did I show you guys what it looks like right now? Let me show you what it looks like. See how nice that is? It's a nice clear print right now. You don't want your sleeves to go in it. So I'm just going to keep on drying it. But I would like to tell you about a couple specials that we are running this month. One is called the Color Craze, and if you buy 3 of the the jars, the 3-ounce jars of either paste or ink, and you can mix and match them, you can add another 4th jar and get that free. So it's buy 3, get 1 free for a total of 4. That's a great bonus. Also, we just released for designer purchase something called a letterboard. And with the letterboard, it has little tiles that you can chalk on with different fonts, different letters, different numbers. And it's going to be a big seller. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like this idea here, except that's just paper that I kind of put some stickers on. But these are going to be tiles, and the tiles themselves are reusable. So you can wash them off and re-chalk them. And there's 3 different fonts. There's the letterboard, and there's a little base that you can put it in. Anyway, they're only available to designers right now, but they'll be releasing next month, the end of June, to our customers. And so if you wanted to get those ahead of time, all you have to do is become a designer. There is an all-access, there is a inexpensive purchase price for that. $9.99 if you just want the access pass, designer access pass. You'll become a designer at that point, and then you can buy the letterboard materials at 40% off, along with anything else you want to purchase. 40% off is a designer discount. So that's a great incentive to join as a designer. If you want product with your designership, there is a $99 kit. It contains, I think it's like $250 or $300 worth of merchandise. I should figure that out. For $99, and it's got some great surfaces. It's got some samples that you can do. It's really a good deal if you want to become a designer and get product with it. So either way, if you become a designer, you can buy this new letter kit that's coming out. You can go ahead and check it out on my website. It looks really fun to me. And I do have one. I'll be doing one probably this week. We'll be doing a sample of the letterboard. So, how are you guys doing? Say hello as you jump on. I'd love to talk to you. Tell me where you're watching from. I think this is almost dry, guys. Did you guys have a great day? What did you do today? Did you have dinner already? What was that dinner? My husband cooked a turkey this weekend when I was away, so I had some leftover turkey today. It was great. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. It feels like it's dry. So I'm going to remove the ink mat out of here very carefully. I'm going to unstick it. And I'm going to kind of roll my ink mat inside, kind of roll it in half and remove it. And now you may have some ink on your ink mat, and you can just wipe that off with a Clorox wipe. But very carefully, I'm going to show this to you guys. This is what it looks like. I think this is going to be a great shirt to wear. I'm going to go ahead and get one of my Clorox wipes, and I'm just going to kind of wipe some of this ink off. Now, if I wouldn't have this ink mat in between the layers, it would have gone through, the ink would have gone through to the back of my shirt, and I wouldn't have liked that. That would ruin the whole shirt for me. So I am so glad I have that ink mat. It serves a couple purposes. It's great for positioning and for absorbing any extra ink that could go through. Okay, so I did get a lot of ink out of that. So I'm gonna set this aside. When you put this away, you wanna put the plastic cover on it, which I don't know what I did with it, and make sure you put it on the right side down, and then you're just gonna store it. Okay, so I believe this is warm enough. It's dry enough to heat press. I have my little heat-proof pressing mat here. I have some parchment paper, and they just say to put parchment paper between your shirt and the press, but I'm also going to put it underneath the words because I don't want it to get on my pressing pad. It's supposed to be dry, but I don't want to take that chance. Okay, so I've got it inside. I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to place it on top. Now, I have a Cricut Easy Press. I'm going to set this for 30 seconds. I'll probably do it for more than that, but I'm going to start with 30 seconds, and I'm just going to kind of move it around just to get that really, really warmed up. I've got it set at 305. If you're using a regular iron, which you can definitely use a regular iron, you want to do it for about 4 minutes on a medium heat setting without any steam, and that will heat set it. So you don't have to run out and buy a Cricut Easy Press or a heat press of any kind. Whoops, I didn't start my timer. But you do want to make sure it has enough heat to get it set. So once it's set, you can wash it and dry it without any fear of it coming off or fading. I've got some of my favorite shirts that I've done that are getting holy because I've worn them so much, but they're not, the design I put on them isn't wearing off at all. Okay, that was 30 seconds. Well, a little more than 30 seconds. Now this paper should come off without any ink if it were dry enough. So do you see how I have an imprint on there? It means it was not quite dry enough, so I'm going to go ahead and heat press it again. I'm going to throw this away because I don't want that ink on anything. So another piece of parchment paper, a clean one. And once again, I'm going to do 30 seconds and check it. I'm going to start my timer. So what color shirt, if you had this color shirt, what color ink do you think would pop the best on this shirt? We have some real neutral colors like a light blue, which kind of like a light ocean blue. Would you like that color? Would you like the teal? I think I would have liked the teal. What do you feel about teal? Or you could do a white. White would really pop and be sunshiny. You could do black. Well, I guess I didn't start that timer. You could do black, and that would be a stark contrast. I like that. What color do you think you would do if you had this beautiful neon pink shirt? Let me know in the comments. So So if you guys are wanting more information on joining Club Couture, just type in the word club in the comments and check your messenger. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you want the products that I use for this project right here, go ahead and type in the word FINE, F-I-N-E. That's gonna get you the link with all the products that I used. Okay. So this is not tacky anymore. It is pretty warm. So I'm gonna take this heat mat out. And once again, the heat mat is just to protect my surface. Oh, look, it did go through too on this. It's a good thing I had that inside. I'm gonna flip this inside out. And once again, to protect my little heat mat, I'm gonna put parchment paper on the top of that, and parchment paper. They say you don't have to do the parchment paper when you do the inside, but I'm gonna use it. I just feel like when I dry these on during a live, I'm kind of rushing the process a little bit. You really should let it dry overnight or even 24 hours to dry completely at room temperature to get it to dry completely. But since I'm sure you guys don't want to wait with me, I try to let it dry faster using my drying tool. And so that's why we're getting some ink pulling off. And that does kind of take away from some of the crispness of the design. And you can kind of check your paper to make sure it's not scorching. There's a lot of different temperatures you could do this at. I choose 305 because I feel like it's warm enough to get the job done and it's not going to scorch my shirt. So that's why I'm choosing 305. And then I work on the time, the number of seconds from there. Okay, so this is almost done, 9 seconds. Okay, I'm going to turn off my heat press. Remove this. And guys, if you don't have any staining on this, you can reuse your parchment paper. But I do have ink coming off on mine, so I am not going to use it. This time it didn't come off on the other side, so looks like it's set. Let's turn it inside out. And this is done, guys. Here's a finished product. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. So I feel like when I wear this out, everyone's going to know that, you know, maybe I'm not in the mood to be asked whether I'm fine or not. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, if you like this shirt or you'd like to share this with anybody else, I'd really appreciate it. Heart the video. Let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in the product, type in the word FINE, F-I-N-E, in the comments and check your messenger. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back later. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Bye.